What's up, everyone? Welcome to Quantum Leap with me, Jake Barlow. Today we're going to go into procrastination, what it is about, and how to actually change it for good. I am a transformational coach with a background in emotional trauma healing, and so I'm going to be sharing with you what actually gets the core root foundational reason for procrastination. All right? Now, a lot of people will tell you when it comes to procrastination that you should use a 2-minute rule, which is you focus on the smallest task that you can do within 2 minutes, and once you get that done, that will get you past procrastination, right? But if you can't even open a book or a page to even start, how do you overcome procrastination? Well, you need to understand what procrastination is. Procrastination and self-sabotage come from underlying anxiety. And to understand what anxiety is and why you have anxiety, you need to go into the root cause of your anxiety, which is in childhood. Now, there are many different techniques and many different theories which can explain to you why and how this works, but it's a developmental condition. Mahler's work on developmental psychology is a great place to start if you need some extra info on that. The most important thing to understand about childhood and your anxiety relating to procrastination is that it's all interconnected, right? So the patterns of fear and anxiety, which is creating this stop-start motion when it comes to your work, foundationally comes down to your childhood. So what do you do to actually overcome procrastination? You have to identify what the anxiety is in your body first. So the first thing you do is you sit comfortably, you think about the piece of work that is causing you stress, and you close your eyes and you ask yourself, where in the body am I feeling this? Is it a tightness in the chest? Is it this tension in the head? What is it that's actually emitting from the body that you need to look into? The next step you do is you allow that feeling to expand, right? By expanding that feeling, you're allowing the emotion to overwhelm you. And what you're doing by doing this, which is called emotional vipassana, is you are integrating the emotions that you've been repressing, which are unrelated to the procrastination, but is actually causing the procrastination to begin with, right? So just go along with it. You feel into the underlying emotion that's there, and then you ask yourself, while you're closing your eyes in this meditative state, when was the first time I felt this way? Now, the first number that comes to your head, you just go along with. And then any sensations, images, memories that start to come up, you then go into. Now, you go into the memory of yourself as a child, and you just observe what's happening without judgment. You're not going to try and change anything, you're just going to watch and observe what was happening at the time. More often than not, it'll be a situation that happened with your parents. Now, we're not judging our parents for what they did, but we don't live in a perfect world. And unfortunately, our parents weren't taught themselves maybe how to provide you with the emotional containment that you needed at that point in time to feel confident enough to deal with a stressful situation, because that's what they were there for. If you're not emotionally regulated as a child, you'll struggle to emotionally regulate as an adult. And this is what causes the procrastination. So you observe the memory that you're going through, right? And from there, you create resolve. Before this process begins, you want to think of the safe haven, a perfect place where you feel the most safe in the world, and the safest people that you can imagine, whether they're real or imaginary, whether you met them or you haven't met them, you bring them into this safe space. And what you do from the point of observing this memory is you ask that inner child, that child self, what do you need right now in this situation? Do you need to tell your mother or your father, don't do this, or do this, or provide us a remedy and resolve for the underlying situation? From there, you bring that child and ask that child if they want to go into this safe haven and safe space. And by doing so, there will be an emotional release. That emotional release is a good thing. You are purging the underlying emotions which you're holding on to, which is creating that anxiety and that tension and that resistance. When you feel that resolve and that release, you come out of the meditative state that you're in, and you'll soon realize when you start working again, that fear which is linked to that piece of work that you're putting off is the exact same fear that was present in that memory in childhood. So give this a go, try it out, doesn't take too long, and keep doing it. Try it for a week, 7 days, and drop down in the comments below and let me know how you get on. As always, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Cheers.